Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is January the 20th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good, feeling great. I've been pretty much just cloistered in, but I do have a special guest. Introduce yourself.
I am special, thank you.
Yes, and you're a return guest, Jim.
Yes.
You're a return guest, Jimbo.
Yes,
I'm always happy to have you on.
And I'm happy to be back.
It's nice to ring in the new year. I gotta say, like, my mea culpa, and I've said this to my listeners, once October hit, I just wasn't feeling like I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I had a little bit of a jury duty bullshit I had to like handle. So I was like, you know what? Let's just close things down. Let's just be solo dolo, and then New Year, let's bring in the family. Let's bring in the friends.
You're looking good.
I feel good. You look good.
I appreciate that. But no, I'm serious.
Man.
You're looking good. You look like you've lost some weight, man.
You know, hey, I'm skimpy living, baby.
That's right. That's
you
right.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But yeah, like I said, it's good to have you back. Anything you want to regale us with? Any like fun travels? Any exploits?
Not really, just living life. Got to travel to a couple national parks over your fall 23, so that was fun.
Nice. See any dead bodies?
No, thankfully.
Good.
So,
that's probably for the best.
A bunch of cool animals. Went to Yellowstone. That was fun.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I've been. It was the first time my wife got to go. So.
Okay, cool. So was Yellowstone weird? I feel like I did some coverage, if my mind's escaping me, they took some fucking damage from like the weather last year.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
right?
they streets, things like that. I think it was wasn't it floods and snow mostly? So and I feel like that's a yearly occurrence for places like that.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. I sometimes get so into it in the moments that I'm like, man, I just all these pictures is crazy. Yeah. That house is in the water.
Yeah,
but
Mother
it's
Nature's
crazy.
Crazy.
It kind of happens every year, every other.
Yeah, Montana's a legal state too. So
oh shit.
So,
okay.
Yeah,
true.
I got to buy a couple of disposable carts out of a shipping container from a really chill guy in Montana when our plane arrived. So.
Hey, as every human should. You know what I mean? That's just our God-given way and right, if you ask me.
Exactly.
But you know, good that it happened. Let's see here. You eat anything good today, or recently? Any fun treats?
No, not really. Not really.
I gotta do my food corner. That's my typical thing.
Okay.
I had the Domino's deal, the 2 medium pizzas.
Okay.
I had a sausage and mushroom. I was just like, let's just do something like that, nice. And then I had a chicken and buffalo like sauce on top,
yes.
And then barbecue base on the sauce, and I just ate 2 of those.
So if we're talking pizza, we did have Jets yesterday.
Ooh, let's eat Jets.
That's right.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Got a little bougie with it. So.
Honestly, like I guess that is Detroit style pizza.
Yes.
I fuck with it.
It's good. It's good.
I will say
for what it is.
Well, I'm glad you said it, because I will say my problem is once I get past 4 pieces of Jets pizza, I go, what am I doing with my life?
It's fucking thick, bro. It is thick.
It's like you ate 4 bricks.
It's thick.
It's good as fuck. I love it. That was the first time I realized I liked barbecue on pizza.
Sure.
Because I had the Hawaiian barbecue pizza. That was the first time I got my fucking shit blown back by a pineapple. I was like, oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
It
does belong here.
Yeah, maybe we should put this on. Maybe Gordon Ramsay is wrong.
That's right.
And I have a little bit of beef with Gordon Ramsay. His TV dinners fucked me up in a bad way, like Inception style. But that was another episode, and I've recovered.
Okay, good.
All right. So there we go. We've chit chatted. We've got through the little preamble. I'm gonna do my little startup. Jimbo's gonna take place with me. We're gonna do things like normal commentators, normal podcasters would, and then we'll get into some news, real issues. Oh, god damn it! Give me this. Sorry, Jimbo. Had to reach across the table.
News and issues. Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, you'll need that. Ooh. Speaking of news, speaking of sponsors, things I wish were sponsored. Not sponsored. I was looking at your Yeti cup, your Yeti bottle.
Yeah, thank you.
And it had me thinking about Stanley. And we haven't talked about Stanley at all. That was some shit that took place, I want to say the top of January. Another thing I didn't talk about was the naked guy at Bass Pro Shop. Did you see him?
Yes, that's a sad story too.
I mean, yeah, it is sad, but like it's one of those things.
It's
where
funny.
Like, exactly.
Like, I'm not saying it's not funny, but it's sad.
It's one of those things where like the punchlines when the family's like, he's got mental health issues.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, no, but like.
But my dude got
he had his
buck-ass
moment.
naked.
He had his moment. He
did what we all wanted to secretly do.
He sees the day when he looked at that pool. But yeah, so that was on the memetic board, but also the Stanley Cup shit. And I'm not talking about hockey, you know? I wish I was. But no, this was the magical pink cup that was in...
that Target exclusive,
Target,
right?
Yes. Target and... Well, it was Starbucks and Stanley Cup. They collaborated. And it was like a big fucking deal because it's this pink cup. And like the way Stanley Cups work is they preserve the coolness, the water.
Or hot, sure.
Yeah,
like
there you go.
Whatever
it keeps
you put
the temperature.
In, right?
That's the best way to word it. Right.
Yeah.
And to me, the best draw about Stanley Cups was there was this random thing I saw on Twitter. And it was this girl. She got into this car accident.
I saw that video.
And her Stanley Cup made it through the whole thing. And she's like, it was
She
still
shook
cool.
it and it was ice in that kind of
I was
film.
like, that's crazy. And that to me was a better ad than anything. But I think that set up like to that moment where you have people stacked up outlines out of Target because it was a Target exclusive.
For a $40 cup.
For a $40 cup. The police get called because people are getting fucking juked and robbed.
I saw
or
videos
whatever.
of that guy that took a whole box from the Starbucks and just robbed and blind right in broad daylight.
And then we have the whole discourse that I'm running through and I'm looking, and people are upset because people are boycotting Starbucks. If you didn't know, they are upset about the whole Israel, Gaza Hamas situation,
sure.
and how Starbucks handled it. And they're like, oh my god, this is like undoing the whole thing. It's like, well, that's kind of why I don't like the whole idea of boycotting this way, because at the end of the day, how are you going to beat capitalism like that? Like
you're not
going to get a bunch of people on the internet and tell them to be like, hey, we're just not going to shop at McDonald's today and tomorrow, and we fixed it. Now, that's just me. These are my thoughts and feelings and things like that. I said it earlier that Kid Rock humbled me last year. He fucking humbled my ass. Yeah. Because I'm saying this shit, and next thing you know, he gets to sit here and talk shit like he gave Bud Light a spanking. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the CEO's gone, her woke ass is out of here.
True. Like marketing people and
all that fucking shit, they made Bud Light shudder. I mean, Bud Light's still making money, but whatever.
Right.
So it is what it is. The beat goes on. That was some news I did kind of miss and fell through the cracks. But I was like, I'm in the mood. Let me talk about that. But let me talk about some other old news. This actually took place, I think, like 2015. This is old ass shit. This is some UK ass shit.
Yeah.
We're going
you
across
sent,
the
like I
pond.
said, we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
You sent me this, and this blew my mind.
It's just
I
one of
had
those things.
no idea this ever happened.
I've said this before. I don't like really covering old shit, but when it's this big, it just gets my attention. I can't not.
Right.
So, from BBC, Post Office Scandal Explained, what the Horizon saga is all about. Bosses of the post office and technology firms Fujitsu have been questioned by MPs over what has been described as the biggest miscarriage of justice in UK history. More than 900 sub-postmasters and postmistresses, which I kind of like that. It's
that was dope.
So seductive. Were prosecuted after faulty software wrongly made it look like money was missing from their branches. Victims of the post office scandal have been promised swift exoneration and compensation by the government. What really broke this open, apparently, was a spotlight following the ITV drama Mr. Bass versus the Post Office, which I love and hate that, right? Where it's just like, it's always these things where I can't remember her fucking name, Gypsy Rose or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's like, these things would have been swept under the rug, but like someone talked about it enough, and then like a thing becomes a Hulu special, and then everyone knows about it,
exactly.
And now it's fire.
Yep.
And now I know that
10 years, 5 years, 3 years after the fact. Yep.
And now I know that the guy she's fucking now, his dick is fire. Now I know that. Yep. It's just the cascade of events, and that's crazy. That's just how this shit kind of works in life. That's what really makes the gears turn is culture, pop culture, not any revolution or any kind of fucking bullshit. It's TV. It's Barbie. But yeah, the post office had prosecution powers, and between 1999 and 2015, it prosecuted 700 sub-postmasters and sub-postmistresses, an average of one a week, based on information from a computer accounting system called Horizon. Another 283 cases were brought by other bodies, including the Crown Prosecution Service. Let me see here. Also, this gets extended to Ireland and Scotland as well.
It was multi-country, wasn't it?
Yeah, so like this is an international fucking thing. It does kind of blow my mind too, because just in my layman ass brain, I don't think about money being handled by postmasters and things like that or whatever, you know. And I don't really know all the logistics of that, but like. They said that they were on the line for these kind of things, and they took it very seriously, and they kept trying to bring this shit up to their supervisors and hires up, and they're like,
this equipment sucks.
It's not working. We're having to go out on our own budget to make it work. Like
oh, you're short $20,000, make up for it.
And they literally had to hit up their family, they're friends.
Losing houses, going bankrupt.
And they're putting their whole lives on the line, and the system is just fucking them. And then the actual legal system fucks them, and people wind up getting arrested, getting fined and charged and all this kind of fucking shit. And that's where we are now, where I believe about 90 or so, 96, if I'm not mistaken, I'm getting it wrong.
Out of 700, mind you.
Yes. You know, and it's like, you have to take this fucking deal, but some people are like, no, I think we're gonna like actually take this because this isn't enough. I'm not quite sure here, but it is one of those things where, like I said, this just really fucking opened my shit up, and I was like, yeah, no, I really want to fucking talk about this. And then another thing I had found out the other day was from the Telegraph. Fujitsu used prosecution of sub-postmasters as a cash cow. Tech company earned up to £20,000 a case for providing evidence in court inquiry hearings. Now, they're donut-walling me here, but essentially they got to go in court as experts. Fujitsu did. On
their own computer technology.
Yes, and say they were using it wrong. They were fucking up. It's their fault. And they got paid for it. And now we're in the situation where they're like, oh, we're so sorry. We are so sorry about this. Oh, another thing I missed. This system is still being used, by the way.
Yeah, it's just an updated version,
They said they fixed it, and they're calling it robust.
Yeah.
Bruh, get the fuck out of here. This shit sounds so terrible.
How are you not in a fucking jail cell right
now? And they just get to say they're sorry, and people are asking them, so are you going to give them money back that you've made off of this whole thing? And that's when they start stammering and stuttering, like, oh, I don't know. And I don't see them, actually falling on their sword here. And this is just something where I feel like...
Never.
You know what I mean? Stereotypical, all that kind of shit, culture, it's all well and good. I love it. I respect it. But at the end of the day, cash always winds up being king here. Because we live in a fucking capitalist society.
100%.
And like, at the end of the day, we're really sorry. We feel so bad. But like, hey, I will give you a corrections if they do wind up saying, hey, here's the money. We made it. We were going to make it up. But I haven't heard it yet. And like I said, this shit started in what, 2015?
Yeah.
Before Trump?
I don't think you ever will. So.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I'm gonna have to issue that corrections corner.
We'll issue an update, but don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You'll turn blue.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on to the next beat. Also from the BBC, Spain shaman arrest. Police say group sold psychoactive drugs to members. Spanish police have arrested 18 people alleged to be involved in a shamanic organization that sold hallucinogenic drugs to its members. The suspects are accused of promoting organized rituals involving banned psychoactive substances.
That sounds chill as fuck.
I know, dude. That's the thing. Like, this, activated a memory for me. I remember, watching documentaries about people who would go on these kind of, quests, these pilgrimages.
Yeah, retreats and pilgrimages.
Yes, and this is, that was my first time hearing about what ayahuasca would do. And honestly, it doesn't sound fun in some ways on paper. You go into this dark cave with this guy. It's damp. It's not fun. You get sick.
He chants around you for 16 straight hours.
He checks on you.
As you're tripping your fucking nuts off.
But everyone comes out of that shit they just had the best experience of their whole life.
True. Life-changing. So.
And so that was one of those things where I'm always like, you know what? That might be my Amsterdam. That might be the thing that I actually would want to do if I had a lot of money and time on my hands to travel. Sure. Just seems so cool. But, the substances are said to have included ayahuasca and toad venom.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. Mescaline, a well-known hallucinogenic drug, and poisonous secretions from tree frogs were also said to be used and sold by the organization. The group operated out of a so-called epicenters of inner evolution across Spain, but was also said to be active in 10 other countries in Europe and Latin America.
Wow.
So this is a big-ass fucking group.
Double-digit countries.
And
wow.
that's the thing that really blew my mind, because like when I initially heard about this when I was a teenager, was like, yeah, you had to go to like some Latin American country and like go to some wooded area.
Right.
I couldn't imagine like being in Turkey and being like, no, we can make this experience happen for you. Like you can do this right now. Or like some Euro trip and you're like literally having a trip. Like that's awesome to me. But, you know, at the same time, I do have to add the bumper sticker. We do not condone crime, you know.
Yeah, zero crime, no crimes.
You know, this isn't a legal substance, so don't do it. But, hey, you know, I just find it fascinating. Fascinating. Also, too, let's see.
18 people got arrested, you said, too? Only?
Something like that, yeah. 15 of the arrests were in Madrid, where officers...
But this was over 10 countries and less than 20 people got arrested?
Yeah. So, and then,
I bet you it's still going to be... Also, they didn't cripple it, maybe. I don't know.
Exactly. That's another part I wanted to add, too, where it's like they... let's see. They seized more than 60 kilograms of ayahuasca, the psychoactive drink. But we're talking kilograms here.
So 2.2 pounds on the kilo?
Yeah, so like let's lay this on the table. Yeah. Then let's also add this here. They add 24,000 pounds, or euros, I'm sorry, which is equivalent to $26,000 in various currencies. Let's put that on the table. Let's spread it out real wide. Put all the dollars out individually. 1K or 35 ounces of mescaline. Put that on the table. It's looking so much. We got so much. We have so much. It's bigger than this nightstand. I promise you.
That's so funny because that's just like an everyday thing in like the state of Florida. Like that's like a daily fucking occurrence. You can find that
at Vince's house, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just gonna give it to you in his fucking robe. He doesn't give a shit. He's got a free flow kimono.
That doesn't even make the news in like Cleveland or something like that.
But at the end of the day, this is psychedelics. It's scary, spooky drugs. Yeah. So there's that. And then also I believe that the main like guy does have like some like meanwhile, the group's leader, who officers said was seen by his followers as a spiritual figure, died during a joint investigation with Spain's National Tax Agency. So that's crazy. That's a really sad and bloody end for, once again, when we're talking about just psychedelics.
Like, cult leader, psychedelic manufacturer.
I do have to add,
God,
though.
like...
A demigod. He has been posthumously charged with crimes of a sexual nature and including illegal immigration. Illegal immigration. Keep him out! But yeah.
Build the wall.
Build a wall! Dude, that's the thing. I've said this before, I'll say it 1,000 times. It blows my shit out that every country has a build a wall. Like, we gotta ship them to Rwanda. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, we did it. We're gonna do it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. I'm Rishi Sunak and we're gonna do it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not, gonna give this guy a fucking badge. He's not my guy.
He's not a martyr. Yeah,
no, he's more maybe of a Jim Jones type,
yeah,
and that's unfortunate. But that being said, this is a conglomeration of people who are dealing things that seem really interesting, and I don't know, if this is something that if you had an ayahuasca trip, a mescaline trip, and it helped you, it opened you up, and it just made your life better. I feel like we're learning this more and more every few years where we look at
ketamine clinics.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy to me.
IV drip ketamine.
We're learning so much. If Elon Musk does it, it's fine though.
Yeah, 100%.
It's okay. Him and Grimes do it. It's super cool, dude. You should try it. If you can afford it. It's $500 a bump.
Didn't they say Chandler had a bunch of ketamine in his body when
Sadly,
he died?
yeah. I didn't cover that on the pod, but yeah, I see.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, breaking news. Spoiler alert. Chandler was on the ketamine.
He did. He was doing ketamine. They're saying that was maybe not therapy. It was off therapy.
Yeah, because it wasn't a therapy week or day or something like that. I'm not gonna, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
I'm just from what I've read briefly.
Right. But essentially, he was had that. He was in the jacuzzi.
Yes.
And took the nap.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. R.I.P.
Rest in peace. That's right.
I'll be there for you. You're there for me too. Okay. I hate Friends, so that was a lot for me, okay? That was a big tribute.
I know you're a Seinfeld guy.
I'm such a Seinfeld guy. Okay. From the next bump, from the Business Insider. Investigators cracked a $130 million money laundering scheme by tracing the ringleader's air miles. Dude,
Dot.
Dude, like, you know how they got not Chapo, what's his name from way back when?
Like Dillinger, Bulger,
Al Capone. Al Capone. They got him with his taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He was a legendary figure, built a whole empire.
File your shit, bro. File your shit.
But Elliot Ness, he got him there. He touched him there. And this guy, he was his frequent flyer miles, dude. And I kind of get that. I kind of get that beef. We live in an economy that it's hard,
dude,
okay?
What do they call it? With Bidenomics, man?
Bidenomics, dude.
Yeah.
That's really where they're paying you is in the air. Buttigieg's money. It's Buttigieg's money.
He's willing to risk his criminal empire on his personal credit cards.
He did, and it all fell apart. It was a house of cards.
Who knew?
So let's get into it. Tracing a ringleader's frequent flyer miles helped investigators crack an international money laundering scheme. The Wall Street Journal reported more than 140, I think this is pounds. They keep hitting me with these symbols.
Like the euro sign,
One is the euro, one is the pound. I feel like this has got the L, the shape of the L, the forehead. I feel like that's pound. Either way, it's more than us. It's 131 in U.S. bucks. And cash was smuggled from London to Dubai in 83 trips. They were making runs. Which I love this shit because
this is some 1980s shit too. Putting physical cash in suitcases.
It's forever shit because at the end of the day, people hate taxes. We hate paying fucking on that shit. It's my money. Yeah. I need it now. I need it here. I need it there.
Yeah, 100%.
I shouldn't have to get taxed on that shit. That's why I'm here in Dubai.
That's right.
And in some ways, I respect the hustle. I get it, but you know what? You tried to penny pinch on top of that with the frequent flyers, and I think that's where they're like, "Look, bro,
because he was buying first class tickets for himself to go places.
I mean, and he got it for the crew. And this is where I feel bad because I'm a locked up abroad junkie. So like the couriers, I feel like they get jammed at the most here. You know what I mean? They're essentially just guys.
They got the stuff on them. So
they're living middle class lives for this shit. And now he got jammed up too, if I'm not mistaken. But 2 couriers were found guilty at a London court last week, bringing the total convicted in relation to the operation to 16. They checked in 12 suitcases containing 4.3 million pounds over.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Just checked that shit.
Yeah, dude. The audacity. I love it. 3 trips in February to Dubai in February and March of 2020. And Ali Al Nawab took 9 suitcases containing 3.2 million across 2 trips. They were in a WhatsApp group called Sunshine and Lollipops, which is that's weird. That's a weird title. Like I get it. You don't have to make it like very obvious, but like
that's a little sus.
That's a little weird. That's a little sussy bussy.
Yeah.
Also, they did this for 5,000 pounds a trip, which I mean, it feels good. I imagine in the moments, but like when you look at where you're at now, that does not feel worth it. No. You know what I mean?
No.
But it's so easy, bro. It's so easy, bro. Put the money in the bag, bro. You just take it across the fucking shit, bro. And that's where you get got, you know?
I don't know what airport security's like over there.
But I will say, real talk, if it's this or fucking cocaine in my asshole, I'm doing the money.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You're putting a gun in my head, put the money in the OGO.
Yeah.
I'll go. Let's see. According to the journal, the ringleader, Abdullah Al-Falasi, booked the courier's flights using his Emirates credit card, earning frequent flyer miles he used to take the first class trips himself. Because he's a boozy bitch. He's not a coach-ass fucking cockroach. He doesn't do that shit.
And then he booked business for the couriers.
Because they're on business.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
You need that champagne and legroom.
Yeah. I'm doing the work getting the freaking flyer miles. You're doing the work working. How else can I explain it? He got I think 48 years old. He was sentenced to July of 2022 to more than 9 years in jail. There's that. Not too bad. I mean, you'll get out. You'll have a future.
It's still like a white collar crime.
Yeah, that's how they treat it. Yeah. And I'm kind of glad that they didn't go out of their way. Like, you guys are brown. We're gonna bury you alive.
And still, money laundering in Dubai. Like, whoa, that doesn't happen all the fucking time. Like,
yeah, yeah. That's just like another day. That's a GTA crime. I feel like that's like a side quest.
Yeah.
The other 2 are sentenced to be are sentenced. I think March 8th. I think that's when it's supposed to be due. So there's that. And that's going to lead us to our last thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that. All right, quit me, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
We'll take our last break. You know, I feel like we earned it with all our yapping. Ooh.
What kind of music have you been listening to lately?
I've been sticking to my classics. The 100 Gex, the Polyphia, I can never pronounce that shit. But, you know, also, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there's a song called Don't Pay the Ferryman.
Okay.
That's like been my fucking theme song. I need to actually look it up again.
Don't Pay the Ferryman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about you, bro? What you been listening
to? I've been taking it back more than a few decades. I've been listening to a lot of 80s music.
Ooh, hell yeah, dude.
A little bit of like late 70s rock, but mostly like 80s pop.
Hell yeah,
a lot of Houston, Whitney Houston, a lot of Madonna, Cyndi Lauper,
I'm so glad you.
Duran, like,
dude, Hungry Like a Wolf fucks so hard, bro. I will play that shit sober, drunk, whatever. I'm glad you mentioned Madonna. This is actually a little bit of side news. She's getting sued. It might be like a class action thing. It might just be two ladies. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they're suing her.
I didn't hear about this. Yeah.
This is like down the pipe. She came 2 hours late to her performance. And they're saying that because they weren't able to get to work, or like they had to get to work the next day.
They couldn't see the show.
Well, no, they went to the show and like that Madonna fucked their shit up, so that's why they're suing her.
Did they stay for the show, or did they leave?
I guess so. I guess they stayed.
So you stay for the show and you're still suing.
I imagine
that's like eating an entire meal and then going to your waiter and asking for a refund. Like as far as I'm concerned, personally, but.
I get the beef, but it's just one of those things where I think it's one of those things where you go on social media, you shame the celeb or the artist, and you go, wow, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
And
continue living your life.
You know, because Creed did that shit all the time.
Yes.
You know, he would come fucking drunk as fuck and then, like, you know, do the show. And it's like, bro, you, like, came here and, like, mumbled for, like, and I waited all night.
Yeah. System of a Down was like that when I saw them live.
Oh, yeah?
Their guitarist, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head for some reason. He was... That or he was just intentionally playing poorly.
He was just having a night. Also, it was Krista Baugh. That was the artist I was talking about for the Don't Pay the Ferryman. And also, last night I was listening to Linkin Park. I was just in a mood.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I listened to a Hybrid Theory.
Yeah, that was the album.
Not too long ago.
Like, is that move?
Faint is my favorite song by them ever, personally.
Yeah, that shit goes hard. But yeah. Okay, let's do this while we're roasting this. From the Columbus Dispatch, what is Delta 8 THC? Governor Mike DeWine wants to keep Ohio kids from getting diet weed.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Governor Mike DeWine on Wednesday urged Ohio lawmakers to limit the sale of Delta 8 THC products that remain unregulated and produce a mild high for people who use them. Holding gummies and cereal bars that resemble popular kid snacks, DeWine said young people can too easily buy Delta 8 in gas stations and retail stores. I
don't think that's true, personally, but it's behind the counter.
But this is what he was saying with his little, like, Tony the Tiger box and whatever the fuck.
We can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. But his comments came over a month after Ohio's new recreational marijuana law, which I really feel like is at the heart of why he's bitching so much. Took effect, which allows people 21 and older to buy and consume cannabis.
He's still mad it passed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I'll give it to him for his like almost moderate ass, almost center right ass. He was at least able to like understand that like we cannot allow the conservative right that we have to like become a SS and like stop what people voted on.
The writing was on the wall.
Yeah, you have to allow this to happen. And I feel
I'm sure he wanted lawmakers to have some literature written prior.
That's literally what he was bitching about, like the whole fucking way. And it's like he's kind of taking it to this, and it's like I can understand because here's my thing: as a person who has used Delta 8 and that shit like literally fucked me up.
Personally, never have. So
I didn't like it. I don't support it. But excuse me, I'm burping on Maine. I don't support it. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, put the fucking, shit on a bill and have people vote on it or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, give that up to the people to have these kind of conversations about out loud. Doing the thing what he did here, because I'm going to go into riff mode. he sent like two 15-year-old operatives in to buy some like Delta 8 shit, and they're like, look, we were able to buy this shit. And it's like, he tries to make this seem like it's just some seedy, evil thing, but like, that is allowed. That is legally allowed. Like, they're allowed to make this purchase. It wasn't wrong or fucked up for these gas station or retail people to sell it to them.
I didn't know that. That's
you know what I mean?
That's real talk.
That's where it's fucked up.
So a 15-year-old is legally allowed to buy Delta 8?
Well, they are allowed by the parameter set too, and like the person who's selling it to them, like, yeah, they're supposed to like maybe like be like, hey, you shouldn't buy this, kid. Like,
but legally they're allowed.
Yeah, like legally,
then get fucked, bro.
That's like within the parameters. So it's like,
what are we talking about?
You're trying to villainize this fucking gas station worker when it's not his bad. You know what I mean? Like, you should be doing your job as a politician to lobby this shit, not doing it in reverse order, in my opinion. So I think it's egg on his face for that. You know, but that's a usual DeWine move. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's kind of funny because, like I said, he's literally not the worst conservative I've seen, you know, out of Ohio, just in general. But, like, he just finds a way to put his fucking foot in his own ass. And, like, it's like, go fuck yourself, you know? I've said that before, you know, kind of countless issues. That's kind of why I've just made my tomato town on this guy. I just can't stop. But, you know.
Talking about the packaging, though, and things like that, I think it shouldn't look like children's candy.
That's fair. You know, and that's fair, because I have this issue where I'm kind of, and this is fucked up of me, but I'm kind of okay with it because I'm like, look, at the end of the day, if you have legal parameters where it's like, hey, this is behind the counter, you can't buy
this it. It's a moral thing for me.
And I understand
because you know me as well. I don't know. That doesn't come under like the parameter of like free speech or anything, but like you can brand your shit however you want as long as you're not breaking the fucking law.
That's how I feel too.
But morally, you shouldn't make it look like you can do a clean
just default package.
If you want to make gummies, just make it a gummy, bro. Like don't. But again, I do what you want to do.
What I do hate though is when they go, morally, oh, this shit tastes too good, and make it taste like ass. Because if kids get their hands on it, they're gonna get addicted.
Taste like a Sour Patch Kid.
That to me should be fine.
But it doesn't necessarily have to look like it.
I can definitely agree that you can just settle for a clean, just like discreet packaging, because I think that's just better for everyone on the whole. Yeah. And it just works out a hell of a lot better. I feel like the Juul route when it came to vapes, that was smart.
Yeah. That's how they lasted for so long.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I definitely agree with that. Maybe I am too much of a free speech warrior where I'm like, no, I should be allowed to have Super Mario fucking butt fucking a Delta 8, whatever you think it is, and that should be okay.
And I would vote to make sure that you can continue to have that right, even though I don't agree with it. You should have that right.
And another thing I'll actually, before we close out, I'll give DeWine points on, regulation should be a thing. I'm actually okay with it. You shouldn't be able to like cook the shit up in your kitchen, sell it in your local gas station or something like that. That shouldn't be allowed. And what he is saying is like there are kind of this like kind of loophole where this is a thing and that should be like clamped down on. Okay, that's fine. Cool beans. Like, but
if that's the case, I'm gonna go to fucking Sketchy Joe down the street and just buy his fucking tinctures that he makes out of his fucking toilet, bro. Like. If you don't know what you're going to be getting at your random BP, I mean, like it's the same shit
with free essential oils.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's really all I have for today. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover or talk about or plug, Jimbo? Anything?
No. I mean, there's some things in the work. Some things in the works, I should say.
Yeah.
Just Real Talk Radio. Just remember the name. Just keep it in the.
Just think about it.
Keep it in the breadbasket.
Just put it in your mental cabinet.
Other than that, no. Like I said, it's January 24, man. So everyone just needs to. We're looking for growth and prosperity and happiness and just good fucking vibes this year.
Yeah.
Man. So that's what I'm looking for, and I feel like a lot of people are probably looking for a lot of the same things. So
I really feel, and I'm trying to stay positive myself, that like. In a weird way, I've already been gifted, and this is going to be leading into my show corner. I'm sorry, y'all. But I've been really gifted this year. I've been really blessed already in January with just the support I've gotten with my audience, my base. I've had a couple of real hot shot episodes that have really just like been like, wow, that's cool.
Good.
This is dope.
And you fucking deserve it, man.
And I appreciate y'all for just tuning in and just I appreciate the motherfucking real ones who've been sticking episode to episode. We love you. We stand y'all. But yeah, financial ways, fiscal ways you want to support the effort. I do have a Patreon. Leave that on the counter. Patreon.com/Isaiah News if you'd like to support the effort. If you become a newsie, shout you out at the top of the month. And then plug a project if you like a little ad space. Think about it that way. Free ways to hit me up, isaiahnews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow on the socials. And then the YouTube, which is what I'm talking about. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave a cool fucking comment. Means a lot. Helps out a lot.
He reads every single comment.
I really do, in like a really cringy, parasocial way. You know, even if I don't respond, know that did hit me. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I say be nice. Please.
Right in the prostate, man. He's getting hit, bro.
Dude, he really does, man. You're really just giving me the free love zone. Like, but yeah. Hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.